We need a theme song. I don't have a theme song. Pretend there's a theme song. Pretend there's a theme song. Okay. Oh, wait, I need to do this. I'm afraid if I would just get my act together, we would be doing so much better. But is my act together? No, it is not. It is not a together act. It is an untogether act. It is messy. It is messy. I mean, God, a mess. All right. Announcements. This is how we're replacing a theme song with me just talking. So there's no dead air because I'm creeped out by dead air. Because Deirdre told me no dead air, no dead air. So I'm sitting here babbling to you as if this could be a theme song. You know, it could be. It could be my random babbles. Tell me in chat, should my random babbles be our theme song? Should we just like decide a bunch of random babbles for the beginning of stream, and that is what I do as theme song? Just theme song, babble, 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 pepper babbles. I mean, it works for me. If it works for y'all, if y'all don't mind my pepper babble, while I get all things stuffed and thinged, you know, if I was managing my time properly, I would not be having this issue with my things while I'm stuffing and thinging them. However, I was not doing good time management, and so my stuff and things are all things and stuff late, late for a very important date. A very important date was stream. Dare I be late? All right, so that I have answered. I had to answer a thing real quick because we have things thinging, and I'm trying to think things while I do things. And well, I got behind on all of my stuff and things. But here I am. Here I am, back with you all. And guess what? I'm about to go live. Oh wait, am I live? Is this considered live while I'm sitting here talking random smack and getting my act together? Is that considered like live? Because for some reason whatever. Okay. My things have been thinged. My stuffs have been stuffed. And I am nearly ready. Except I'm forgetting a thing still. Goodness me. I will get it together. Hopefully there's coffee soon for my zoomies. I am raw dogging the zoomies, and I have not obviously had enough coffee to manage them for the day. This is what we are calling my ADHD now, by the way. It has been determined by the friend group that now Pepper has zoomies. This is what we call it. The zoomies. Ready? Here we go. Hello. Welcome to the Ghost Pepper Lollipop, where the takes are spicy, the host is sweet, and we engage multiple things can be true at the same time and often are, and where your host runs late because they were not managing their time well and they did not get their stuff and things done in advance. I was not. I was not able to get on to the I decided I wanted to play Icarus, and I was not able to get on the server, by the way, Carla. I was not able to get on the server. So I started a Prometheus world just for funsies, because, well, if I couldn't get on there, why not play with the Prometheus server? I mean, maybe I'll find some joy and pleasure on Prometheus. I don't know. So that was part of what I was doing, and I actually stopped that in time. I stopped that in the time, like, it was fine. But then I decided, oh, now is time to have a conversation with my family about like things and stuff that take much longer to have a conversation about. And then we finished the conversation and I thought, oh, well, now it's time to start researching the thing we talked about. And that is what I got squirreled on. My zoomies took me away to squirrel land and I squirreled. So here we are, me running late. I'm only like 10 minutes late, right? 15 minutes late. I don't know. I'm only a little late, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Thank you. I just took it out of a braid. That's what I've been doing. It's delightful. My hair, when I was younger, would not hold a curl or anything for love nor money. Straight, red, straight, long. Boom. Just, and now it will hold curls and things, and I find it quite delightful. So I have been enjoying putting different braids and stuff in it now that it has gained some natural curl and some ability to hold curl, and so it's been quite fun. Thank you, thank you. And I had a braid. And this is what the braid did. I love it. I love it so much. I do not use a curling iron because I'm too lazy. Yeah. Yeah, that's the truth. I am too lazy. Okay, I've admitted the thing. Let's go. Today is Thursday. And on Thursday, we take calls. We take calls on Thursdays. Now, you don't have to be an opt call. You can be a friendly call. We take friendly calls or opt calls. You have choices on which you want to call in on. You also have topic choices with which you want to call in on. Now, if you want to say something heinous, disgusting, or sexual to me, you do have to pay to do that. Now, I usually am offering about 20 seconds for 20 bucks. So, spend your money wisely. But yeah, so if you would like to call and have some heinous thing to say, then you're going to need to pay for that pleasure because, I'm not going to dommy mommy for free. I'm just going to hang up on you and move on. Now, if you want a little for your troubles, go ahead and just drop some money in the Ko-fi. 20 bucks for 20 seconds. That's the rules now. Yeah. We won't have any more of the shenanigans where you call in and just say nasty things to me for free. No. No, no, no. No, no, no. Normalize paying for things like that. I'm just saying. It's emotional labor, and that is not the emotional labor I'm offering. Not the free kind. I will validate you. I will have a conversation about how the real patriarchs are screwing you. I will talk to you about why God cannot possibly be all-knowing. All of those things I will do. I will not be giving you sexual gratification. Not for free. And I will not be mommying you for free either. So you want those things require payment. Otherwise, we just, and you're on your own. On your own. Unless we find it fun to play with you, or you are like Arson, and you ask the wrong question that leads to my delight. Now that kind of, I don't know. Arson is still the best troll. Arson, you're still my favorite. You're my favoriteest troll of all of the trolls, Arson. Look what you inspired, Arson. Look, Arson, you inspired it. This is because of you. Because of you, Arson. My shenanigans now have a physical spinner to go with them. Thank you, Arson. I feel like it's really important to let our trolls know their impact. And this one just had the best impact ever. It was a delightful impact. And we are always and eternally grateful to Arson for our Schrodinger's Pants Parts, which that is the mug I should have today. I should have gotten my Schrodinger's Pants Parts mug. I should be like showing that off when I'm taking calls for real. So I have your list. I've changed the way our call-in prompts show up so that they're a little more visible, since I was told that they needed to be a little more visible. So the ones in red, those are our validation prompts, our prompts to discuss how the patriarchy and the homosocial masculine training system codes and abuses men. Those are the things we will discuss, validate, whatever. Those are for non-op callers. You can call and we can discuss any of those items on that list. Those are the impacts of trauma taken directly from the experts, and those are the traumas that we assert those are the impacts that we assert patriarchy doles out on men.
and the ones that we don't talk about, because we don't talk about like the actual impacts. We end up talking about the bad behaviors. We don't often talk about the impacts. So I want to have the floor open for those impacts to be discussed in a real honest way and in an accountable way. And the other prompts are in pink. Those are our op callers. And those are, if you disagree with any of the prompts, such as abortion is health care, the Christian God loves slavery. He also treats women and children as property and says that everyone should. The Christian God has a very fragile ego. The Christian God is evil if he exists, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't. And it's all men until it's no men. MAGA are ignorant and or evil, possibly both in some cases. So those are our op call-in prompts. So if you would like to call in as an op, you can do so. So you have your friendly prompts and your non-friendly prompts. Take your pick. Either way, the goal is to have a discussion. The goal is to normalize peopling one another while we talk about something hard, because that is something our society isn't good at. It is not good at training us how to have a hard conversation with each other and still treat each other as people, whether we agree or disagree, whether we have the same ideas or not. Now, there are some ideas I don't treat as valid because they aren't valid. So if you want to call about any of those, you risk your own embarrassment, because you must have a certain level of understanding and intelligence to have that conversation. But if you want to try, I don't advise it, but I will answer the phone. So, if you would like to have a conversation, 720-927-6768, extension 800. It is so good to see you all. Hello, Purple Team. Hello, my favorites. How are you doing? Chat, you look good. Carla, hello, Evie, Ro, T, I love y'all. Oh my goodness, y'all look amazing today. Did you know how good y'all look today? Oh my, looking at chat and y'all are just like over here looking all fancified and great. Holy. Tails, so good to see you. Thank you for the like over there. I appreciate y'all so much. I hope y'all are well today. I do have a bit of a discussion point for today, like to open up a discussion, but I think I want to wait until we're going for a little bit, especially since I got a late start today. I was looking at potentially doing one of those rent to own things for a computer, because I need a bit of an upgrade, and I thought I could do the research before stream, and yeah, that was not a good plan on my part. It was really just not the best plan on my part. Um, uh, I forgot to put my lurk in at Vitingale earlier. Y'all make sure that you are lurking at Vitingale and giving support to all of our friends, especially those at Transcend Media. We are trying to normalize listening to more pan-social voices and not getting stuck on just your cis-het man voice that everybody is used to normalizing as the voice of authority. We would like to be included in the voices being heard, and y'all are what makes that happen. Who y'all listen to, who y'all watch, and who y'all engage in the chats of, or who gets the visibility. And so you all have the power. So please, if you don't mind, use that power and go give some love to each one of these streamers that has popped up onto your chats. This is the Transcend streaming crew, and they are freaking amazing. Just amazing people. So if you would like to help make some amazing voices, the voices that are recognized, the voices that are heard, and the voices that are taken seriously, well, now is your chance. This is the time you can do that. You have the power. All you have to do is click each one of these little links and hit follow. Once you click those links and hit follow, you are showing support to some of the most amazing trans and queer streamers in the game. So please, please give all of the love to our beautiful community. They do a lot of hard work, and they are out here facing all of the attacks being thrown by this government. This fascist government is attacking our trans siblings and using them as a scapegoat for every awful. And they are doing that deliberately. They are doing that because they are so marginalized in such a small group that people will be like, I mean, it's not that big a deal. It's only the population of Russia. That is how many trans people exist in the world. About the population of Russia. Are you just going to write off that population of people? That's a lot of dang people to just be writing off and pretending don't exist. It's kind of like the amount of redheads. That's the other equivalent. Like, are you just going to be like, redheads don't deserve care and medical treatment? Like, that's kind of awful, boo. That's really kind of gross. Like, where's your humanity for the people? Why aren't you peopling the people? Anyway, those are my rants of the day. Oh, you are amazing. Yakoke, yakoke. Kanika, yakoke. Oh. Coffee. Coffee, yappa, yappa, yappa. It is a lot of people. It really is a lot of people. Like, we can talk about the population being like 1% or whatever, but when you put it in context of this is a country amount of people, like a whole country, we could make a whole country of these people. It really puts the dynamic into reality for you. You can really see that, oh, dang, that's people. That's a lot of people. And those are, well, they're people. We should probably people them because, well, them being people and all, it would probably be a good idea to people them. I mean, I am a strong advocate of peopling the people. I forgot to do a thing. I forgot to go poke the right. Hang on. We got to go poke right. Yes, we poke right. We punch right. We kick right. We spray right. Just saying, all the things, do it to the right. Boom. Poked. Poked. If anybody is on the app formerly known as Twitter, you can please and thank you go share my thing. And we'll see if any of these people that are really butthurt, um, I poke them often. I'm hoping one of them will call us. Hello, Machine Girl Kelly. Welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Fighting Gail. Oh my gravy. Thank you for the raid. Hello, honey. I didn't even notice that you had raided. The sound did not pop on me. Hello, hello. Welcome in, raiders. Thank you so much for being here. I thought I saw you were IRL today. I hope you were good, and I hope everything treated you well in the real world today. Sorry I didn't chat much. It was so good to see you live, though. Thank you so much for being out there in the world doing the good stuff. And please be safe getting yourself home. Welcome in, Mouse on Mars. Good to see you. Vibrator, welcome in. It's so, it looks so much less hot where you are than we are. It's like 100 degrees. I cannot wait till the 100-degree weather goes away. And usually this time of year we should be in the like low 80s, high 70s, you know, it's August. Well, it's the end of August. We should actually be going down to the 70s, and we're not. It's still 100 degrees. 96. Ugh, that is so bad. I think it's 98 here today, which might as well be 100, Vibrator. It might as well be 100. Let me check. I'll be able to tell y'all here in just a second. Raining, I would take some rain. I would take some rain. We did have some last night, and it came so fast. It was almost like flash flooding, but it was pretty quick. Oh, I guess it's only 91 right now. I don't hate that. 96 today, 100 tomorrow, 98 on Saturday, 96 on Sunday. And Sunday we're supposed to go to the Ren Fair. Oh, but that's okay. We're gonna go early in the morning so that I can survive it. But it doesn't look like it's gonna be cooling down for us in the next 10 days at all. It's gonna be still around 97 to 100 even for the rest of the next 10 days. And then let me look at our monthly, what it looks like. 85? I would love 85. Can I have your 85 and I'll trade you my 96 for your 85? Mine is higher, is bigger. All right. Yeah, no. So even into the first week of September, we're still going to be in the 90s. Wild. But hey, there's no climate change, is there? Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. Nothing says getting heat stroke with your mead like the Ren Fair. Yeah, I'm hoping that they have a lot of stuff set up so that it won't be too terrible. Transpath, I'm so envious. I'm so envious. I cannot even. Also, welcome and thank you for being here. By the way, I have not made Transpath's org command yet, and I should. But Transpath runs an org that helps get trans people to safety. And they are trying to get all of the 501c3s and everything they need to be able to run larger amounts of money. They've already been able to help some people get safe, though. So if you don't mind going and giving it a click, if you have, one coffee this month that you can sacrifice, if everybody sacrificed one Starbucks coffee, you could each give $8 to this org, and that would help an immense amount towards getting people to some safety. And I will work on that command. So if y'all have the ability to help our siblings get to safety, please do so. Yeah, it's the upper 90s to the hundreds, and it's pretty brutal. And I have a hard time with extremes, temperature extremes. My body just doesn't like them, and it says, no, I'm not working today. But yeah. So, I still have my call prompts. We are still taking calls today. If anybody would like to discuss any of my prompts, you can do so. 720-927-6768, extension 800. Because Zoom gave me an extension. I don't know why else. It just is. It just is. And today I decided I will not pull my Bible out and brag to you that I read it and that you don't. I will not. I will not pull it out and show you all of the spots that I have highlighted for discussion, because I've been told that that is intimidating, and that just because I read the Bible and Christians don't, that I don't need to be a bragger, because that's intimidating to them. So I won't bring my Bible out and show you all of my Bible work, Christians. I won't. Yeah, you heard me right. I have a Bible. I read it. I study it. I have a whole topic book, Christians. I was told that it's intimidating to you. Somebody saw it. Somebody saw it last week. One of my viewers has a husband, and he was listening to me talk last week, and he goes, "She knows nobody's gonna call her, right? She's too intimidating." And so I can't show you my Bible with all of my work, Christians, because apparently it scares you. Why does it scare you that I read the Bible and you don't? Why does it scare you that I... Why? It is so boring. It is the worst written horror novel of all horror novels, Ro. I'm telling you, if you want a better written horror novel that actually has a moral code and an ethics code that you could base life around, may I recommend the Vampire Chronicles? I'm just saying. better moral code, better ethical code, makes sense, and so much better written. So if you need a squishy god, may I suggest the Vampire Lestat? Meow. Everybody loves the Vampire Lestat. Like, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If I could offer you a substitution, one that actually likes people, might I offer you the Vampire Lestat? It really is transfab. That is real. It's because critical thinking and faith cannot exist in the same mind, because faith is the act of dis of of oh God's word abolishing disbelief. It is rejecting disbelief. It is believing the unprovable. It is believing magic. It is believing the imaginary, regardless of all evidence and fact. And so, because faith, it requires one to believe things that are untrue or unprovable and ignore facts that say otherwise, critical thinking and faith just can't exist in the same mind. Hey, they all are vibrator. Octavia Butler's Earthseed has been offered up for another option at a religion. If you are thirsty for a code, thirsty for a moral code and a religion, I am told that Octavia Butler's Earthseed can offer you this. I mean, options, y'all. If you want a poorly written horror novel to be your guide, I can't stop you from that. I can't like make you not. And I could offer you a god that actually likes you. One that might sip your blood a little bit, but actually likes you, generally speaking. The Vampire Lestat. He would lure you. You may not want him to lure you, but he would lure you. Hey, Mistress Marks, welcome in. Look, Christians, I didn't even pull out the Bible. Just look, this is my notebook of my notes for the Bible. We could talk about this book, but I'm not allowed to open it because it intimidates you, because then you know that I read the Bible and you know that I have valid notes and questions. I'm not allowed to show you that book. I forgot I shouldn't show you that book. I shouldn't show you that book because it shows that I know stuff about your religion and you want to pretend that I don't. Hang on, let me put my books away. Okay, I know nothing, Christians. I just think he's not just. I have no knowings. I know nothing. How's that? Did I do it right? You call now? It sounds enticing, but I'm looking forward to not living forever. Just a personal preference. Well, see, here's the thing about it, though, Vibrator. In order to live forever, there are only two options under Christianity. You get scooped out all the parts of you that make you you, because God does not like people. He has to scoop all the people parts out of you and stuff you up into his perfect place as a silent, smiling, fluffy cloud that is always happy. Or you can go be you with all the parts of you that he doesn't like intact, but you have to go and be in fire for all eternity. So, like, the options of living forever, both of them are terrifying and kind of shit. I mean, just saying. I would rather just kind of bye-bye than either of those options. Yeah. I walked right into that. I just opened the door and was like, "Meet, hi." You got me. You got me. Very well done. That was well done. That was well done. I liked it. It's starting to get very hot in here. I gotta flip my hair up. I would apologize, but I'm not sorry. I'm just gonna do it because it'll get the heat off of me. That is the one bad thing about long hairs. Long hairs mean lots of hot. This is why I have to have a shaved undercut, because the only way I can have long hair is to have part of my head shaved. All right, I am returned. There we go. I'm foofed. There's foof on the top of my melon. Hey, why are no Christians calling? Why are you not telling me how God is just? How is he considered just? Why would he be considered just? Oh, oh, oh. Nah. 24,000 manuscripts. Oh my gravy. These people, they can convince themselves of all kinds of nonsense. Wow, MAGA is really uncreative. Hey, you could just call and tell me why you're uncreative. Are any MAGA here? Why are y'all so boring and uncreative? Why do y'all all want everybody to be oatmeal when we could have like variety and like we could have peaches and cream oatmeal, we could have brown sugar and cinnamon oatmeal. We could have many different kinds of oatmeal, but y'all want bland ass oatmeal. Everybody needs to be bland ass oatmeal. Describe, explain. MAGA. MAGA, why are you so uncreative? Why do you don't like flavor? Who hurts you? Were you not introduced to spices? Nobody cooked for you? I'm just curious. All right. I think we've been on long enough for me to do the thing that I have. So, there is a thing that happened that we can discuss, but I have to pull it up because I don't think I have it still handy. Recently, MAGA, next week we have to discuss a thing as well. Next week we have to discuss digital rape, by the way, which is pretty fucking disgusting that we have to have that discussion. And yet, men are out here being gross everywhere all the time. It's wild, gentlemen. It's wild. Like, how are we having digital rape before, like, flying cars? It's really disgusting. I would really like a flying fucking car before digital rape, but here we are in the world in which we live, with rape culture being the primary culture of America. So that is what we will be discussing next Friday. Tomorrow we are going to have an interesting conversation about how the marketing of the red pill manosphere is harmful to men, but specifically how the marketing is transformed from the marketing that they used to make women insecure. So it'll be an interesting conversation tomorrow if you all choose to show up for it. And then we will also have a call in afterwards so y'all can discuss, like, with me what your thoughts are on the phenomenon and how that system is working, and maybe even some people will want to discuss the effects of it and how that's affecting them, which is always an open thing that y'all can do. I do not only take calls from ops, I will take calls from friendlies as well. I think that the thing that we lack in these discussions is giving men the ability to voice the pain, because that is real. Even if what they do sometimes with that pain is damaging, the actual pain and the things that are being done to them is real. And we do have to have that part of the conversation if we want them to address any of the other aspects. And so I am offering that part of the conversation. Alrighty. Now, this is a discussion specifically about allegations. And number one, rape allegations are one of the most heinous things that exists because they negate the word of actual victims. Let me repeat that. False allegations of rape are one of the heinous things that exist because they silence victims, because they are used to excuse not listening to victims. Now, it is so rare that it happens. Less than 7% of allegations are false allegations. And of the under 10% of rape charges that go to trial, under 2%, 2 to 7% of those are proven to be false. Now, that is a minuscule number of false allegations, and every man is afraid of them. And I hate them because false allegations make it harder for actual victims to be heard and to get justice. That being said, MAGA, because of course that's who does it, and most likely I would guess it was a man that did this, has made some false allegations of rape against Dean Withers. Now, I didn't address them or engage them at first because I had no notion of who the person or the victim was. However, the victim has come out, and Dean Withers has a very large following. And the people that don't want to believe he could possibly ever do anything bad started attacking the 13-year-old girl that this awful person that decided to fake allegations used as the victim. So they went onto the internet, they stole a 13-year-old girl's photos and the things that she was saying, and they made a new account, and they claimed that Dean Withers assaulted them. That little girl's actual account, that young person, is actually being harassed because rape culture is prevalent. And if a man is accused, his flying monkeys and anyone that doesn't want to believe that it's possible will go to his aid and start screaming at the rooftops and go assault the victim. And that is what happened. Now, whether the allegations were false or real, assaulting the victim is never okay. And now, not only is Dean Withers the victim of false assault allegations, which has to be terrifying, but a 13-year-old child is being attacked, isolated, and abused because somebody else decided to use her and her photos as a means of trying to deplatform this young man. So let's see what Dean has to say.
Video I've ever made. A Trump supporter stole the identity of an innocent 13-year-old girl to falsely accuse me of rape with supporting evidence of poorly botched fake DMs in an attempt to illegitimately deplatform me. In response, the 13-year-old whose identity was stolen made a video calling out the false accuser and anybody peddling these lies using her photos.
By the way, the reason I believe Dean is because of this young lady's video. And I am using Dean's video and not hers because I do not want anybody going and screwing with her any further. Y'all need to manage your rape culture bullshit. I don't care if you like a man or not. You don't go assault the victim or the alleged victim. Period. End of.
Stating that she's been getting harassed and bombarded with messages. An innocent 13-year-old girl. As we speak, not all, but millions of Republicans across the internet have continued to knowingly peddle this false allegation and could what only be described as an attempt to get me killed or to get me to myself, leading to the police calling me, informing me of a bomb threat, and the continued visceral harassment of the innocent little girl who had her identity stolen.
And let's be real. People will become violent with either of them. This puts both of them in real physical danger. An innocent 13-year-old girl is being used by MAGA, who is evil in this case, to harm this young man because this young man is saying uncomfortable truths. Disgusting. Attacking a victim, whether you believe the victim is telling the truth or not, is heinous, disgusting, and why this culture is permitted to be so prevalent and continue to perpetuate so thickly and dangerously. Leave the victims and the alleged victims of any assaults alone, whether you believe them or not. In fact, if you don't believe them, that's even a bigger reason to leave them the fuck alone. It really does, Pendulous. It really does, sadly. Yet there really is no low. MAGA won't sing to Transpath, I agree. It definitely stifles the voices of the victims of SA in general. Always, if you attack a victim, even if they are a victim that has made a false allegation, you silence and stifle the voices of real victims, of all victims. I don't even like using the word real there. That was a poor choice of your words. Of victims. And doing this, whoever did this, MAGA, whichever one of you, and those of you perpetuating this, I want you to know something. Now you are abusing that little girl. Now she is a victim of you.
Let's unpack this. First and foremost, this TikTok account, under the name of Emily, accused me of rape. They posted this fake DM to prove their allegation. The account posted 2 screenshots of the same faked DMs, for the purpose being that in the second screenshot, they're scrolled further down the page to also include my response. We know that they're fake because in the first screenshot above their message, there is an included date and time. In the second screenshot above that same message, there is not an included date and time. The only explanation for this inconsistency is that the screenshots are fake. The account also claimed to be a young girl.
By the way, this is in the vein of what people are calling deep fake and stuff. This is fraud. Stop calling it deep fake. That sounds benign and it sounds like it distances from it. It is like when I dip out of my brain when I don't want to deal with something, okay? This is distancing. It is not a deep fake. This is fraud. This is active fraud, and it is illegal to commit fraud.
Posting many photos such as these to make their allegations seem more believable. This girl is not accusing me of rape. She had her identity stolen by this account. She made a video to clear this up.
So tonight I was looking through my TikTok comments and I find some comments saying that someone's impersonating me and using my photos to accuse someone, Dean Withers, of sexual assault. This was the picture someone put in my TikTok comments, and this was the picture I posted on Instagram. Same with here, this was posted in July, and now I find this 4 days ago on TikTok. On this photo, you can see there's a little scribble at the top of the screen. This is because, as you can see in the next photo, that's where the lyrics were in my Instagram photo. After finding out about this, I made a video tagging her saying that it's not me, and she ended up blocking my main account. I'm now getting multiple DMs and comments about this whole situation, and I wanted to make this to let you guys know that I'm not involved in any of this, and I didn't make any of these videos.
Even in light of the fact that this allegation is obviously fake, not only hurting me as the victim of them, but also the innocent little girl whose identity was stolen to make them, many Trump supporters haven't cared. MAGA influencers like the older millennial Asmongold and thousands of others have continued to peddle these false allegations across social media so hard to the point that for the last 48 hours straight, this has been a top news story on Twitter, amassing over 50,000 posts of mostly Republicans calling me a rapist. For those, some even on the right, that have made videos condemning these false allegations, thank you.
All right, here is the link to that video. So if you, I don't know if any of you in your circles end up with any of that, you can show this video. It does have her video in it and attached. I don't want to give her video because I don't want anybody else screwing with her. She's 13. So there is the video for Dean Withers' discussion regarding it. And if you have anybody that has that discussion, please let me know, or please show that video and use good sense when you're talking to them and remind them that now she is a victim, because that may be the thing that gets them to back off, is like things like this, whether you realize it or not, and due to the type of socialization that young girls experience, especially during puberty, this could demean and demolish her self identity, especially with people assaulting her for something she was never even a part of. This could cause very severe trauma, and or it could cause her to do something drastic that she can't take back, and that is heinous. And that idea, that the idea of that being a reality, and this young person facing that due to MAGA wanting to take down somebody that makes good arguments against them, is heinous. And so it has to be discussed, and we have to do it responsibly while protecting that young girl. So if you do show any videos, please make it Dean's video, because he shows hers within it, and it puts a veil of protection over that little girl, and she does deserve a veil of protection because she is 13. So let's please, when you're discussing it with people or whatever, keep them from going to her, and help put a veil of protection on her, because she does deserve one. And Emily, I'm so sorry that that has happened to you, honey. And I hope that we can put some protection over you going forward. No, I have not done your guitar pick video yet. I haven't had any call-ins, and you told me to use that one when there was a call-in, so I was saving it. I have not shown it yet. I was trying to be less intimidating. I was told that I'm too intimidating, so I was trying to be less intimidating. Where is that one? It's when I gotta find it. It is a good one. It's in the suggest watch. There it is. Oh, when it's in between callers. Oh, you said in between. Okay, so I misread it anyway. All right, let me get it. All right, we have a guitar pick lesson here. Let me put it on here once, and I will set it up. So that could be something fun, since we don't have a caller right now. We can react to how guitar picks. What? No, I haven't watched this yet. I have to watch it. I'm sorry. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. I misunderstood what you said this was. You're trying to prove that God exists, and I am not. I am not. And this is no. I don't know, dog. We're gonna have to discuss this later. We will have to discuss this later. I don't know about this one. I don't believe God exists, and I don't want to put some nonsense in people's head that would give them another way to lie to themselves. I find that dangerous and irresponsible. Yeah, but the way I read I was just reading the transcript. No, it would be a joke to you and I, but to somebody who is in the throes of that wouldn't be funny, and it would actually serve to reinforce their bias instead of question their bias. So yeah. Yeah, there is no proof that any God exists, and there's no way to prove one. I can prove to you that God is not all-knowing, but that's just because they say it in the first couple of pages of the Bible. So I can prove that because they say it over and over again in the first few pages of the Bible that he's not all-knowing. So I can prove he's not a triumvirate just by what their own works say. But yeah, that to me is a little irresponsible, so I'm not going to put that out there. It's just another way that somebody can like secure and reinform their biases in a cheeky way, and that just feels icky to me, so I'm not going to do that. But thank you for the effort at something funny. I do like funny things. And I do find a lot of irreverent ass things very funny. need to do this. Okay. I have to have my little cover for when I have to do my medications because, well, pain. So I will hide the me so that I can do the things that I have to do to continue to function. But the phone lines are still open, 720-927-6768, extension 800. Let's practice having hard conversations together. Hard conversations are hard. And we don't get a lot of practice doing those hard conversations with people that are trying to have a hard conversation with us. And I'm here to have a hard conversation and still treat you like a person. And if one of my prompts is pokey to you, let's talk about it. Let's figure out why. Yeah, I may get a kick out of it. I'm just gonna have to watch it separately of the show, just because of the way I read the transcript. And I misread what the title of it was before when I thought it said they prove it doesn't exist, not that it does. And so I don't want to do something that can accidentally reinform a harmful bias. Hello, Crystal Cat. It's so good to see you. I'm gonna flip my fan around here, y'all. Get some more cool air in here because it is so hot. I get here talking with y'all and I get hot. It's just hot in here. Actually, I'm gonna open this door too because we have a storm, so that will help me. So if you call, I am away from the headphones for 1 second. So, you know, give me 1 second. Don't take that. It's so hot. See if I can airflow my way into some comfort. Sometimes you just have to change the way the air flows in a room, right? Let's try it. Oh no, you got an ad. Well, I don't know if I want to see it, but definitely tell me what it's about. If you're saying it's the worst ad ever, I don't know that I want to see it. But I definitely want you to tell me what the worst ad ever is. Ooh, coffee, yes. Pendulous, yes. Coffee is the way. Tea made me some coffee. I do too. I have so many reasons to more than dislike religion. Hey, if a friendly wants to call and just prime the lines by having a discussion, we can do that as well. I don't mind that. Yes, definitely. Enjoy your coffee. I think that it would be, maybe. And maybe I just need to watch it so that I have, like, in my mind, the discussion points. Some things I have to watch in advance. Most things I try not to, but some things, depending on if it feels like if I could accidentally go too far, because I'm a little irreverent, we know me, or if I like to, like, those kinds of things where I'm going to cross a line into something that could be harmful or potentially harmful, I definitely always want to, like, err on the side of, you know, going through it before I bring it here. Oh, I will put that aside for the after show, Crystal Cat. Thank you, honey. Oh, the ad. Oh, the Love's Baby Soft ads. Oh God. Yeah, no, they're so pedophilic. They're so gross. Yeah, no, the Love's Baby Soft ads are really, really cursed and pedophilic. Yeah, no, I know what ad. I don't even need the video. You said Baby Soft, and now I know exactly what ad. They're really pedophilic. They all of the Love's Baby Soft ads are super pedophilic, and they're really gross. I always liked the smell of Love's Baby Soft, but the ad just creeps me out, and so I just can't engage with it at all. But yeah, it smells like baby powder, and like, oh god, it's so bad. Yes, they are, Evie. And their ads now are worse. Do you remember like how glamour shotsy they were back in the day? They're glamour shotsy and showing little bodies, little girl bodies. It's really disgusting. It's really heinous. And they're doing it in such a way that entices pedophiles. It's really gross. And you can definitely tell that the pedophile in chief is in charge of our country and what is permitted here because, well, we're seeing it amp back up. I remember the 80s and 90s and how creepy that stuff was all the time around us. It's coming back. It's really wild. I feel like we are going back to like 1992. I really feel like we have reverted back to 1992. So much feels like 1992. The R word, the F slur, like all of these things being said so frequently and stuff, it feels like 1992. And it feels like that means it should still be legal for me to knee guys in the dick when they get unruly. I mean, if we're going all the way back to 1992, I am going to need the right to punch you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Don't want to punch anybody or do any of the others. I actually don't want to do any violence. I would like for us to behave like the evolved creatures we are and realize and behave as though we have evolved beyond the need for violence, because we have. It is sad that so many of our number want to hold on to violence and the monopoly on doing it and still claim to be evolved beings. I think that's disgusting and sad. And we have evolved beyond the need for any violence whatsoever. And it is time that we start behaving like creatures that have evolved beyond the need for violence. Gentlemen, I'm talking to you. Y'all are the ones that keep wanting to perpetuate it, put hooks into it, and hold on to it. But you don't want it done to you. So I'm going to need you to make a decision. Do you want to do violence more, or do you want to not have violence done to you more? If you more don't want to have violence done to you, then it is time to stop perpetuating that talking point and that nonsense, and this tough guy bullshit needs to fade away into non-existence where it belongs. It has never been a reality. Otherwise, you wouldn't need drugs to achieve that look and goal. And you do know that the Liver King was doing anabolic steroids, right? That's the only reason he looked that way. Same with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That ain't natural, honey bunches. But we're going to discuss that more tomorrow. Oh gosh. I was a hairspray junkie. I used to have the big tall wave in the front all the time. Oh, every one of those freakishly large, muscly men are on roids. Every one of them. Yes, I would agree with that fully. You just don't look like that naturally. I mean, you can do a lot of bodybuilding and stuff and get decent muscle structure. However, you're always going to plateau at certain points. And when you get to those points, you have to do some kind of radical change to break the ceiling of the plateau. And in order to do that, you have, when you get to a certain point, the only way to break the ceiling is steroids. So you can only get to a certain point naturally. And then to break the plateau ceiling, you require drugs, period. So men that are that big and they're on drugs, baby. They're on drugs. I used to wear exclamation. I remember that stuff. I liked Poison. I really liked Poison. And I think it's because it's got that like deep like cinnamony, cedary base to it. They do look sick. They really do. And I mean they are. They are. It really does a lot of things to their ability to think clearly, their ability to have their bodies function effectively. Like all of these things that they market to us to make us feel better about our insecurities, most of them are deeply damaging to us. Like there are, and it gets into like lines of treatment and behavior, and it's one of the reasons why they can so easily attack our queer siblings is because when you get into the types of things like looks maxing and stuff, they too easily equate the societal causes of like body dysmorphia with the LGBTQ when there are plenty of just everyday reasons why people get like body dysmorphia and such. Like, think of the way that all of the actresses right now, you can see all of their collarbones and stuff. Now, I have been too thin due to malnutrition, and you could see my collarbones and stuff. Ask Big Buddha. It was pretty disgusting in real life. And like every one of my rib cages, that is a societally induced problem. And so those women, anytime they look healthy or have like real flesh that you can grab on them, they feel as though they're too big or whatever. And that is a societally induced issue. And the same with the men that want the steroids, that want to be bigger and bigger and bigger, the men that end up going to steroids. That's a societally induced issue. Like other men tell them that they have to be bigger, and the bigger and more muscly they are, the better, and da 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 da. And that is what leads to that. Whereas queerness is just an internal system and how you relate to your own internal schema. Little Dragonly, thank you so much for the biddies. Welcome in, honey. I hope you're well today. It is a slow death, yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think exclamation did lie about what it was. It really just kind of appealed to the rock star girlies. But hey, we could discuss that if y'all want. If y'all want to discuss those damaging things that are being done to men in order to make them feel insecure, that is one of the impacts of the trauma of the homosocial icon. And I am more than happy to discuss those. We could have just a friendly call where I squish and validate you about how shitty it is that society keeps putting these unfair fucking standards in front of you and making you feel like less of a human because of them. I'm here for that too. That's also applies as a hard conversation, because think of how hard it is to decide to call and share that pain. That's a hard conversation too. That actually may be harder than doing the op call, by the way. And I see that. I see you. And we can have a hard conversation and see how it feels to get through that and sit with some discomfort, because learning to sit with some discomfort gives you power over it, and you deserve to have power over all of the things that affect your life. So let's take some power. I agree, Ro, and big time double agree. Hugs and decolonizing, yes. And men need therapy, but they need to feel safe to do it. They need to feel like it's something that is permitted within the acceptable system, because we are a social species and acceptance is part of the thing. And men that are going into building something different that they can be proud of, which is not the same as men going their own way. And y'all, MGTOW, y'all could be something great if you would drop the misogyny. Y'all could be so beautiful. I would squish y'all so fucking hard if y'all would just like look at the big picture and like fix the things that you're blaming people that it isn't their fault for. I would I would squish you so hard. And as it is now, y'all have to get a little pansocial before you're going to be able to make that shit work. But I see you. I hear what you're saying. And that's one of the things that I try to bring is I do try to go and listen to men. I do go and unfortunately like have to listen to several of them. Like I listened to Red Pill Surrounded this week so that I could just kind of have an understanding of, I don't know, different ways that men are feeling about things. And then I will go and I will read the comments of like Sneeko. That is somebody that I was listening to last week, which it's always cretinous, always. But like there is real pain in those comments. There are real issues that don't actually get talked about in an honest way. And so I would like to offer that discussion, the honest discussion of those dynamics. Did you? Oh, I'm so glad to hear that he's doing better. Oh, good. Well, I don't know if that belongs in memes and funnies, if that puts somebody in the hospital room. Let's move that. Actually, Dragonly, let's move that. Um, would you put that in the Worlds on Fire zone, actually? Let's put it in Heads on Swivels, because I feel like that is more something that would warn our community to avoid them than anything else. No, that makes sense that you wouldn't know where to put it. I'm just adding a suggestion. Like if we could move that to Heads on Swivels, I think that might make more sense as a more of a warning, and that way it isn't shaming anyone. Thank you, honey. I appreciate you. Yeah, a lot of those things are so dangerous and they're being sold just on the counters at drugstores. And gentlemen, before you buy any of those things, you really need to look at what's in them, because some of them can very, very badly affect your heart. And I'm going to tell you something, gentlemen, that they don't often tell you. There is a connection between your heart function and your dick function. So if you are having dick function issues, get your ticker checked and do some things that will help with your heart health. And that will oftentimes, from my research, correct a lot of that issue. Don't buy some man supplements that they're selling you. Don't go to the counter at the convenience store. Go and have one of those pressure checks at a kiosk if you can't afford a doctor or whatever, but don't go buying those things that they're promising you. Those things are probably going to do more harm, especially when it comes to your actual heart, which is the organ that runs your blood flow, which guess what runs the penis? Blood flow. So if your heart is not acting right, then it's not going to pump the blood right, and so the blood isn't going to behave properly in your body. And so that is the first thing you should check, just so that you know, Jet. Oh, thank you so much for coming in at All Transpath. Big hugs to you. And y'all, please make sure that you are following Transpath. And hey, if you are willing to, if you can just, give up one coffee this month, could actually make the difference between a person having a healthy, safe place to be and not having a healthy, safe place to be. So if you want to help with that, here is the link for that org, and they could definitely use all of the help, especially in the cursed times we are in. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Yeah, Kratom is not great either. And one of the reasons Kratom is not great is we don't use it properly, because in order for it to come to us, it has to be dried out, right? You get it dried out in a powder. Yeah, that's not how they use it where it's grown. It's a leaf off of a tree. And a lot of the times the people that are working at night or working during the day or whatever, they'll have low energy or pain and stuff. And so they will chew the leaf, the green leaf, and then they'll spit it out. So they're not even fully ingesting the whole leaf or whatever. And so we're using Kratom wrong. Not good. And if you don't know what it is and stuff, you're going to misuse things like that. And it does have mental effects, but you should really check on that stuff before you're using it and understand what you're using before you use something like that. But yeah, Kratom is not great for you. And I have used it. And so I understand. I understand the effect, and I've done some research on it. I stopped using it, actually. Outriders of the Frontier. Well, you do great art, Dragonly, so it's going to be a delight when we see your finished project. And we really appreciate that you share with us in the Discord. It's awesome to get to see that. And before anybody asks, you have to be invited to our Discord by a Discord member, because it is a private Discord, because it is a very safe, squishy place where we all spend a lot of time actively. Like, we're all in the voices and things all the time. So we want to keep that a very safe, squishy, protected place. So as it stands, I don't have a public Discord. If there becomes a need for one, y'all let me know and I can do that. But as for now, my Discord is a private space. And that just keeps it really so that we can use it for all the things we use it for and never have to worry about somebody we don't want coming in. And we are always in the Discord. Yesterday was D&D. It was a good day. It was, I don't know, it was a weird day. It was a weird D&D day because one of our people was like, I am not role-playing with your characters today, Pepper. And kept telling my characters to shut up. So that was a whole thing. But yeah, we had our D&D yesterday, which was a lot of fun. We ironed out some different things. We managed to get a long rest and not engage with anything else in the chapter other than like the facilities of the building, which was kind of fun and interesting. Because there was a lot of other opportunity for role play and stuff in that place, but they were like, no, we're not doing it. No. But I won't tell y'all what that means in any way, because that would give spoilers away for their next game, and I can't do that. So yeah, we didn't do much. We did learn that Lalo has like this sort of sixth sense now for like dragonkind, which is beneficial to the party. And Eleanor, which is the she's like a mimic, she's a mimic but also a grimoire and kind of gaining sentience. She's kind of on her way to gaining personhood. Anyway, she eats magical books and then she sharps scrolls. And so she made up a scroll of blood elemental, which was an interesting new addition. So Eleanor has made her first new magic based on the stuff that she's been eating, which is going to get hilarious. Wait till I give that book diarrhea. Oh, awesome. That'll be a lot of fun, Dragonly. Crow knows how to use Blender, so if you have any questions, let Crow know. Oh, that would be awesome, Transpath. For y'all to get together and do, like, art thing. That would be wicked. If you want any, anything from me, I do sculpting and painting. I haven't shown a lot of it, but in a while, but let me know. Yes, we're going over the campaign because we don't have any callers, so I figured, well, let's talk about D&D. Let's talk about our D&D. So yes, I was describing how Eleanor has made her invented her first spell, which is hilarious. I don't even know if any of y'all like took note of the fact that Eleanor invented a spell. It just kind of went by y'all and were like, okay, cool. Scroll of blood elemental, let's go. And nobody like Nobody really was like, but Pepper, there aren't any. Well, I guess you kind of did. You were like, I guess you kind of did. But yes, anyway, that was her making up her first spell, her very own first spell. All right. Have a good day. We will see you later. Have a great street. Everyone go follow Transpath. Amazing comrade doing lots of good things for our siblings and community. So please go give love. Yeah, click it, click it. Yeah, well, I'll donate to art to house people. I'll donate art for that. I don't even care. I have some art I could donate. We could donate the pirate body. That could be a good one. She hasn't sold yet. Hang on, I was getting ready to load medication, but let me put that away and show you all the pirate body. And y'all can tell me what you think. If that should be my dono. She's a small sculpture. She's a little body positivity piece. Oh, that could be fun, Dragonly. The only animations I've learned to do and done are for emotes, honestly. I haven't done anything larger than an emote. And my largest emote is probably the squirrels unpicking the brain lock. The squirrels picking, not unpicking. The squirrels picking the brain lock is probably my largest animation. There it is. I really like my physical media work. Like, I'm going to do an oil painting of the D&D group a few weeks ago, maybe even a month or two ago, I guess now. They had this engagement where they had to get the lizard people to join their side so that they could storm Castle Neritar without a TPK. And so when they went to work with the lizard people, the lizard people leader Snapjaw took them to their like dragon god. They kind of worship this dragon called Vormanthar. And so Snapjaw took the party to meet with Vormanthar to see if they could get like his blessing or whatever for them to storm, for the lizard people to help storm Castle Neritar. And Vormanthar really did want them to do it because behind the scenes Resmir was like blackmailing him and holding it over his head that she knew that he had a twin, because like he was getting away with all this like lore by everybody thinking he was the fastest dragon in the world, that he could appear at two places within moments when he was actually two dragons. But in order for Vormanthir to give his blessing, he required for one of the party members to take his breath and mark the party member with his scarring, which would be his blessing. And so the tiny little goblin took acid breath to the face. And they have this really interesting like image in their minds of like how they left out of there with like, because Lalo was passed out because I dropped to 1 hit point with that, with taking that. You survive it, but you're dropped to 1 hit point. And so they're like having to carry Lalo out, and they had this blessed water in this canteen, and one of them's pouring the blessed water over while the other one's carrying Lalo out, and I want to do an oil painting of that image with Voramanther kind of smirking behind them. So that should be my next oil painting. I just have to set stuff up and see how I can make it to where the other camera works with it. And I won't have the filter on when I'm working that, just because it won't work with it. Because I'll be working on the painting. Ooh, coffee is hot. Yay. Ooh, I could use more coffee. Sometimes I miss the cigarettes, but I'm glad I quit them. Ooh. You are so poetic, Pendulous. Coffee is hot, the cigarette is smooth, a long night ahead, and I can't find my groove. Maybe I should call it a night, somehow that don't feel right. I think I'll smoke a joint, relax, and try to find my point. Who knows where my thoughts may take me? I'm hoping somewhere happy. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Pendulous. Very creative. I love the creativity. That's awesome. That could be very fun, Little Dragonly, and I love where your dream is going. And we have so many talented people around us. We're so lucky. Yeah, that's the only thing I smoke now. I used to smoke cigarettes. I smoked cigarettes for a long time. I quit April Fool's 2025. All right, y'all. We still have 30 minutes. I'll even go a few minutes over since I got here late. But Tamaka, do you want to talk about the whole why y'all are spreading false allegations thing? We could talk about that. We could have a discussion, maybe work ourselves through that so that you can be one of the people putting veil of protection on that little girl. Or we could talk about one of my points on the screen, have a hard conversation, normalize getting through that while treating people like people. We could do that. It's not a debate. Neither one of us is going to win or lose anything. We're just going to practice having a hard conversation so that we can get better at that, because that shit is hard and this society does not give us the skills to do that well. Hey, my love, welcome in. It's good to see you. That's my offspring. They're the bestest. All right, let's see. What does ATS say? I am genuinely tempted to build an AI to accelerate DMing a campaign. It's going to require a lot of homework, but this would move the homework away from make the virtual tabletop do the job it's designed for. Like, I'd need a full log of each session of why the character did what, how they felt when. Yeah, but I don't know. I kind of hate it because, like, half of the stuff I do, I pull out of my ass. So long as we give that, okay, sorry, the pirate, the stolen clause applies. So long as we give that piece away for free, buying isn't owning, so piracy isn't stealing. And if AI tries to train on this, it contributes towards that new model's model collapse. I mean, I don't hate what you're saying. I don't hate what you're saying. I don't know that I would use an AI while DMing because, like, I pull a lot out of my ass to make up for the weird decisions y'all make. Like, y'all ask me some wild shit and I have to go look it up, you know? Like, what did y'all ask me this week? One of y'all asked me something that was so off and away from where we were that I didn't even know what to do with it. Oh, you read a book, I feel like, at a weird time. Like, I didn't expect you to, like, decide, okay, we're gonna read this book now. Yeah. So that would be my only hesitation, is because we end up with some wicked things. And, like, there's times, like, y'all have said something in game where you've been like, so long as it's not 5 in the morning, and I've been like, so, and you're awoken at 4:45 a.m. with, and so there's fun shit like that as well, and that I think the AI wouldn't understand. Yeah. Math and info, but being able to have it like instant grab like the source of the book for me so that I can like roll up what the scroll should be. Because I took the different things in the book and I decided, okay, when I rolled an elemental, and then like I looked at the different layers of the abyss, and the things that you have to do to access the abyss, and that's what made me choose blood elemental, because I wanted it to be a new spell. But I didn't want to choose something from the deep abyss because that seemed like, I don't know, that seemed to go too far. Though, be very afraid now that Eleanor is writing her own spells. But yeah, so like if we were doing like that, how would you make it so Eleanor with an AI? How would you make it so Eleanor starts like gaining sentience and writing her own spells and having indigestion and shit? Could AI even do that? Yeah, how to find XYZ thing. That could be useful. I can see that. Right. Okay, yes, no, that could help too. I could see all of those things working. But AI, yeah, no, AI does not have the imagination. It doesn't have the ability for the imagination. And it's because of the unique way that our brains work. So we are protective, self-protective, and protective of those that we care about, predictive machines. That's what our brains are. So they're protective, they'll protect our psyche, and they'll try to protect other people. But they are very self-protective, and they are predictive. So that's what your brain is constantly deciding what it should do next based on what's safe. Essentially, that's just TLDR, very low grade level of why they can't do it, because they lack certain aspects of the ability to be a protective, predictive machine. And one of those things is the experience in the world. Now, there is a very terrifying AI coming that will probably become uh, an actual intelligence and an actual person. There is an AI coming called the protoclone that will potentially gain personhood. Aw, I love you, Dragonly. You're so sweet. Yeah, no, the most it could do now is make the tech run smoother. Like, if it could, like, place my people on the map for me, that would be base. Like, if I didn't have to run the map thing, which we should get together and, like, practice with that map tool. But if I didn't have to run the layers and stuff, and the AI could do that and, like, put all of the people on the map where they need to be for battle and stuff, I that would be game. I would be game for that. But right now, I mean, right now, because I haven't been like wanting to learn that stinking new tool, or haven't had time to learn the tool. I should have done it while I was off. Honestly, I should have learned to use the map tool while I was off for 2 weeks, but I didn't. I did not. Um, right now I'm using Krita, which I'm just putting new layers and moving things around, and it is not smooth. It is not smooth. It does not work great, and I need to do better. But if I could work out the map tool thing, then I could have each one of them have it on their screen and be able to see it right there. And I think that's why that would be a better option. Right. And I mean, right now, Crow, there are apps that do that. Like if Roll20 didn't cost money, all of us could use Roll20 to do it. But in order to have the maps that I need, we would have to pay, and none of us can afford to pay Roll20. And the problem has been that I have not spent the time and energy to learn to use the map tool option. So if the AI isn't built for autonomy in its own decision making, it doesn't get to be a person. It is a very fancy tool. Imagine Nuremberg, but where your personhood is on the line. No, yeah, no, that's totally, no, I totally get what you're saying. And like, there are some that are not going to be built for autonomy at all, but I'm telling you, there is one that is built for, that is being built for autonomy. And it's the protoclone. It's the one that I was telling you about the other night in voice, where they use water or liquid to control the muscles and stuff to give it muscle strength. And then they're sending it into a virtual world in order to like experience. Yeah, I mean, if it would bring you info, and that's fine, but I mean, it's really easy to go into the tools and be like poisoned and have it tell you what the poisoned effect does. Yeah, no. Well, I mean, I don't think you should trust their results, but it's still a new and growing tech that they are really actively working on. That's kind of terrifying, and we should know something about it. Because we don't want to just be interacting with them in the world thinking they're not what they are. Oh, okay. So you're talking about just bare bones base perception stuff, not have it include the bonuses and stuff for rolling. You would do that when you roll. That would make sense. I wouldn't want it to have too much game control. Any AI, I wouldn't want it to have too much game control because of like I said, when I've been going through this book, like if I had just played this book the way it's written, if I had played this campaign the way it's written, y'all would have TPK'd in chapter 1 when the dragon came and shot lightning. That wasn't supposed to just hit one of you, and the fact that it missed like was miraculous beyond all reason anyway. That was just DM rolling curse or some shit. But yeah, y'all would have TPK'd multiple times. Yeah, see, that's the important part is the DM I think the DM has to be a person because of the level of like creativity and pulling stuff on the fly it requires. And you have to have a social understanding, sometimes of the players you're playing with, but also of the world you're playing in or the dynamics of the people that you're playing with. Because like some of the stuff that I pull together like to keep y'all alive or make y'all have like certain problem solving dynamics have to do with those very social interaction things, socially relevant things. Like the like when Yo met Wump, like that was a dynamic created of how y'all are with each other and like how squishy y'all are. Like I pulled that out just totally to give this experience and like this engagement and connection to the moment. And like the dragon meadow, like the dragon bone meadow, like that one, like the dragon bone spring, I don't know, what should we call that? I don't know, whatever. That one was just to have like this really like picturesque experience. So those are the things I don't think a bot could do. Maybe when the protoclone is fully trained. The protoclone terrifies me. I talk about it all nonchalantly like it's not a horror machine, but it terrifies me. It really, really scares me. Does anybody have any fear of the AI bots? I have fear of the AI bots. I think that the like robo police are scarier than the proto clone, but the proto clone is scary because the proto clone could be like fleshed out to look like anyone. It could mimic anyone. It's terrifying, especially once it's fully trained. Thank you for being here, Pendulous. Please have a great night and be safe yourself. And you are a streamer as well, I feel like. So I'm going to make sure that you get a shout. Y'all, make sure that you follow Pendulous Dragon. Go in there, drop a lurk, hang out whenever you get the opportunity. We save us, we lift us, and we do that by coming together and sharing each other's content and discussion and audience. And y'all, remember, you chat. You are the ones that decide who gets lifted up. You are the ones who decide who goes viral. You are the ones who decide whose voices get taken seriously by who you follow, who you chat with, who you engage, and who you share. Those are the voices that get raised up in the algorithms. So use that power wisely. Yes, yes, we did. We did. We have gotten many things before GTA 6. And as discussed last night, we got digital rape before we got GTA 6. It's really disturbing. But that's a discussion for next week. Next Friday. Not tomorrow Friday. Tomorrow Friday, we're going to discuss the grievance grift economy. Next week, we're going to discuss digital rape. And it's cursed and disturbing. It's cursed and disturbing. Just so you know, in case you were wondering, it's cursed and disturbing. Oh, wow, Pendulous. I'm so glad that you are safe. That is so dangerous to be anywhere in the vicinity of that man. Oh my gravy. I'm so glad that you're okay. It is not safe to be anywhere near Jake Lang. Holy batshit, Robin. I will have to check that out. Do you have that only on like a VOD here, or do you have a YouTube or anything? Because I would want to watch that if possible. Oh, damn. Damn. All right, I will have to try to watch that before it disappears then. Well, I am glad that you are okay. That is terrifying. Big hugs. Thank you for being out there, you know, trying to make sure that we keep our civil rights and such intact. I appreciate that a great deal. And please stay safe while doing so. You know, standing up for our rights is not safe work. So as safe as you can stay. Oh, it's just a way of it's just a way of making fun of the cursed times, Crow. That's all it is. It's the same as if we said we got digital rape before we got the Jetsons, you know, but we would expect it in the Jetsons. Oh yeah, I totally told the tooth fairy lie. I totally told the tooth fairy lie to Crowley. Crowley, did I break you by telling you the tooth fairy lie? I also told Crow the truth when asked about it, by the way. And why I would say to believe in the fantasy, I would explain that. Yeah, Wump is a DM decision. Oh gosh, we do have to do a Wump game. I need to roll up 3 black dragons and Wump all. I have to roll all of those up, by the way. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, it's just a time marker, Crow. It's just a silly time marker in the context of which we're using it. I love you, my autistic one. I love that I understand it because I am also an autistic one. I don't always get those jokes, but sometimes I will get them and I'll be like, "Yes, I'm gonna tell the joke. I understand it." So, you know, that does happen. Is if my autism is like, "Oh, I understood the joke." I will use the joke. I will. That just so you know, even if it's cursed. Just like the teeth monies. Oh no. Yeah. No, that's fair, ATS, that's fair. And I mean Skyrim's a better story anyway. Though I really have never played Grand Theft Auto's story at all. T has. T played the story, but I've never actually played the story. Maybe I should at some point just to say that I did. But I need either an updated computer or an Xbox, so we are looking at potentially doing some sort of rent to own computer option, which would also allow me to pass on a computer to Pro, so that's what we're kind of looking at. ATS, by the way, I sent you some information. If you would, Is it a good story, dog? I keep mixing that up with a different game that T was playing, and so I can't remember which one was the good story and which one wasn't. Because there's this other game that she was playing at the same time that's like it's like oh gosh, what's it? It's like where you walk around Japan, and I can't remember. It's got but I know that one has a horrible storyline to it on one of the games. T plays a lot of games. My partner does not like get stuck in a game. She does not like just sit with one game and like play that. I will get like addicted to a game and I will play the shit out of that game. My wife is not the same. She like plays games and she will play a game, finish it, play another game, finish it, play a game. So we have to keep the Xbox Game Pass because she is a game goddess. She is really good too. Yes, it was Yakuza. Yes, it was Yakuza. Yes, yes, yes. So which was the better story, T? I can't remember if you said GTA was a good story or not. I just remember, for some reason, I remember you playing those two at the same time, and I don't remember which one had like the CSA storyline or whatever, and I was thinking, oh god, that sounds cursed. You die more than you should. Well, that's because you run headlong into danger and you learn the hard way, but you get back up and you do it again, don't you? She does run headlong into danger sometimes. She will just be like, zoom, and have the zoomies in a game. That does happen. Like, we played Grounded together, and she will get the zoomies and go ahead and then just their backpacks all over the yard. And I am a very I like the survival games, and so I am a very cautious, and I like the build, so I'm like I build and stuff. I just started a new Icarus where I opened the Prometheus game because I couldn't get into the Transcend server. So I started a Prometheus world, and now I've been playing in Prometheus. But I've got like a whole building and like a whole workshop and stuff. If you go to T's Grounded game, she got a grass house. Because she's like, okay, I have a functioning place to put shit. Now I'm off adventuring. It is cute. It's so fun to see the difference in the way people play. And to play with people that play differently is fun too. I love it. I love gaming. And I didn't used to be a gamer. Like, I'm 49. That wasn't really coded and advertised to me. And when I got my balance disorder and stopped being able to manage my balance on my own, the vestibular therapist I was using found that gaming can actually work as vestibular therapy. And guess what? It does. And the need for vestibular therapy turned me into a gamer. Huh. Well, maybe I'll play it, dog. Thank you for the input. I will have to play it. Maybe I'll play it. Oh, big hugs, Dragon Lee. Yeah, y'all never came, y'all like dipped out on Valheim and squirreled, and we just didn't go back to it. But if y'all want to do Valheim again, we could. People got to show up for it. Weed stems and pebble foundation. Let's go! Upgraded house. Color me corrected. Okay, she's a weed stem house, not a grass house. Color me corrected. Oh no, I don't need your bad. You got into playing another game and stuff. I don't have any issue. I'm just saying that if y'all want to play again, y'all got to show up and I will uninstall my other game and put that because on this computer I can only do one at a time. You're all right, Crowley. That the Wi-Fi before was a problem, and that is fair. Like I said, I don't have any shade for either of you. There were things that thinged, and so we left it for a while. I hope I didn't like make it sound like it's your fault. I'm just saying we all have to be ready to show up for it when we want to do it again. That's all. I have really been enjoying Icarus too. Icarus is much like Valheim. I'll show y'all. How about that? I'll show y'all the worlds because Carla gave me Icarus and has me addicted to it. It's pretty fun. Oh my gravy babies! What? Oh my, Satchap! Oh my goodness, the chap. Let me say it properly. Hello. It has been a minute since I have seen you or been in your stream. I'm so sorry. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, Raiders. Thank you for the raid. Holy hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hello. We are having our Thursday call-in show. We're mostly just BSing together because nobody has called in. I run a call-in show on Thursdays where we discuss the harm of the patriarchy. And so we have options for if you want to call in as a non-op and just be validated in the real issues that men face and that we often don't discuss on a real level. And we're talking about the actual trauma impacts and things that kind of get disregarded. So we can talk about that in one of our impacts of trauma, which are in red, or you can call in about with a disagreement on any of the things in pink. And if you are in my purple space, this is a safe space, a very queer space, and it is full of amazing people. So if you find yourself feeling unsafe for them, please exit stage left. So long as you're not gonna say any slurs or be bigoted in any way, you should be safe. But it is not safe for the right wing. So if you have any of that flavoring in you, I have 3 other spaces that you are welcome in, but my purple space will not be counted as one of them. But otherwise, thank you for being here. I appreciate you all. It is my one space that has to remain protected because all of my squishies are here. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Yep, we don't do reactionary really. It's our squish spot. Oh, you don't ever get chuds to debunk? Oh no, Zachap. Well, maybe we'll have to find you some. I actually don't debate. I have discussion because the biggest problem that we have is being able to have hard discussions. Like we have plenty of debate platforms and I love some of them. Some of them are great. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying they're not, but I'm not here to have a debate. I'm here for us to learn to have difficult conversations because that is the thing that stops us from solving a lot of problems. They feel too big or they feel too prickly to touch and talk about. And so if we want to solve certain problems, we're going to have to get close enough to touch them. We're going to have to get close enough to talk about them. And so that means that sometimes we have to sit in that discomfort or have a discussion with somebody we really are uncomfortable talking with so that we can get to a place where we can solve the issue. And, you know, sometimes to get people to be willing to have the conversation, you got to poke a little. Yes, debate implies there's a winner, and there will be no winner. Everybody is a winner. If we can get through a difficult conversation and still people each other, then we're all winners. But yeah, no, I'm not here to debate. I mean, we could, but I'd rather get to where we can have a discussion and start solving some actual problems. So most of my calls are actually really good calls. I don't really have a lot of, I mean, you get your occasional troll or somebody that's a jerk, but most people that call my show are pretty great, even the ones that I disagree with. I mean, I've had some really really good op calls. So I'm not gonna complain. I get some pretty great stuff. And even our trolls have had impacts that they may not have intended to have, but they had impacts anyway. We had this troll called Arson, who is our very favorite troll of all time, and Arson inspired our Schrodinger pants parts wheel because Arson asked the wrong questions and is worried about the wrong things. And so Arson has inspired the Schrodinger's pants parts wheel, which we are working on getting made into a digital thing that I can have 3D printed. We do have merch, though. We do have Schrodinger's pants parts merch if anybody wants. If anybody needs themselves some Schrodinger's pants parts merch, we do have that. We have mugs and shirts and all the things. I also have Ice Melts Democracy merch if anybody wants that. By the way, how great is it that the Dems are finally going, abolish ICE? About dang time to get on board with the right thing, Dems. Oh, sweet, you got a new pet. Can we keep him? Oh, Arson? Well, I don't know. I mean, he hasn't come in a while. I think he's afraid. Ever since we showed him the spinner, I think he's afraid. See, Arson wanted to have a negative impact and make me feel small and little or like I was something less than human. And Arson failed because Arson doesn't understand how things work and that Arson can have no effect on me. So Arson's been a little afraid to come and play with us since we made the spinner. But Arson, it was inspired by you. Trashy, hello, love. Oh, you too, thank you so much. Y'all go follow Trashy Leftist. We love ourselves some Trashy Leftist. Great human, doing good human things. Come on, callers. I told you, I will go over a few minutes, but not too many minutes. You have to call. Yeah, no, it is. It is kind of better when they don't have an agenda or you can throw them off. Otherwise, they get scared to grow. That's true. That's true. Like, I've had somebody that was intending to troll me, and then when they got on the phone with me, we ended up having a good conversation. So, like, I don't know why, but I have ended up having amazing conversations, even with people I've disagreed with. And I kind of love that. I think that is the thing that we need to goal, is to be able to have these hard conversations even when we disagree. Because right now we are at this point where we are shoving people away, even people we agree with, because of disagreements, rather than getting to where we can talk through them. And hard conversations and disagreeing is hard. And it's really hard when it's somebody like you care about. Like, there have been times where people I care about I'll disagree with, and being able to have the hard conversation with them is why we're able to get to the other side of it, whether we agree or not. And it's why we respect the hell out of each other, because we're willing to get to the other side of the conversation. Which, by the way, love you, bestie. Thank you for always being willing to get to the other side of the conversation. Yes, Arson is scared. Arson is scared. Yeah, you are, Trashy. Yeah, you are. Anyway, call in. You can call on either topic. You can be an op, and we can have a hard conversation because we fatally disagree, or you can just be somebody who wants to talk about the trauma impacts in a real way that men actually face, and without the victimy bullshit and without the need to vilify or anything, just to express that trauma and be validated for it, and to actually see it and be seen. Because that's the thing that y'all don't often, men, y'all don't often even allow yourselves to see these trauma impacts. Or if you see them as something different than they actually exist as. And if you want to see them clearly so that you can heal them, we need to talk about them. We need to normalize talking about them. And that's fucking hard. I get it. That's fucking hard. Which is why I am offering myself up for the discussion. Aw, thank you, Brick. Oh, that would be wonderful, Trashy. I would love that. I would really love that. Yeah, get with me. You're in the Discord and stuff, right? If not, I'll give you my Discord. I trust you in my Discord. But yeah, we should do that. That would be amazing. I like that plan. Deconstruction is hard, and like every one of us has to do it. I don't care who you are. In this society, every one of us internalizes some of it. I have internalized all of the things, the racism, the misogyny, all of it. And I've had to deconstruct it, and I'm still deconstructing it. We are social species, and we learn things socially, and they get embedded in us. We are made of our social experiences, and we are all living in a racist, classist, misogynist society. This society is awful and abusive, and we all live in it. And so we all internalize some of those behaviors, some of those thought patterns, some of those processes. And until we can talk about them, until we can look at them honestly, until we can go to the mirror and treat ourselves and one another with kindness while we unpack and clean that shit up, we won't solve the problems. We'll keep doing that abusive circle and eating that ass flavored ass because it's ass flavored and we're familiar with that ass flavored ass, and fixing it sounds scary because somebody might yell at me for 5 minutes. One of the hardest things is to sit with the discomfort. Curious for a bit more info. It's all men until it's no men. And the reason for that is a new study has come out to show that 95.1% of men do sexual assault, whether it's the very mild coercive thing that the men's social training teaches them to do, that they don't actually mean to hurt anybody, but they end up hurting people, to force. So 95.1% of men either do very mild sexual assault or very aggressive sexual assault, but 95.1% of men do SA of some form. Whether it's accidental or not is not important here. It's impact over intent. So get out of your feels there. It is all men, because I can't tell when I'm in a crowd which one of you is the 4.9% that is safe to be around. And until we know which ones of you are the 4.9%, all of you are dangerous. And all of you have to be seen as potentially maybe going to hurt us. So until men take responsibility and say, those trash fucking men that coded us with this bullshit don't get to be what dictate what manhood is, until y'all decide, no, fuck that, fuck them, we're not doing that anymore, and give us something else to call decent men and start behaving like that, then it's all of you until we can tell which ones of you are safe to be around. Just like, and here's another one. I'm gonna say this one, and this one's gonna poke some people too. It's all white women until it's no white women. Yeah. So see, it works in different dynamics with in different ways. So, it's just how do we make the most people safe, And how do we tell who is safe and who is not? Welcome in, welcome in. I'm so sorry, Dragonly. That is awful. A teacher should never, it's almost always a person and a person in authority that does so. And that should never happen. You should be able to trust the people that are there supposed to keep you safe. That is heinous. And I'm so sorry that happened to you. I should probably put the it's all white women until it's no white women up there too. But I'm afraid that will just like steer the wrong direction. No, I do think the men need minerals. That's just until we can make them safe. Yeah, no, one of my best friends is a man, and like, so I get like how pokey and prickly, like hearing it's all men until it's no men is. I understand, and I understand that pain, and I see those of you that need it to not be all men. I need it to not be all men too. And that's just how we have to keep people safe until y'all decide, hey, we're going to set a different example. We're going to set the example we need to see and the example we want it to be, not the trash example the men before us forced down all of our throats. Oh, I'm so sorry, Dragonly. That is such a prime and disgusting example of how rape culture affects and harms children as well. I am so sorry. That is heinous. That is heinous. Yeah, no, exactly, ATS, exactly. Without understanding that what I mean is that white women that have engaged the racist patriarchal society tend to go on pick-me trains and excuse bad behaviors that harm victims, and their tears tend to get people killed. But yeah, it would start a whole other conversation that we don't want to open up. Yes, I am going to make you do spa treatment and get a manicure while you listen to a lesson on how misogyny hurts you as well. Yes, that is exactly what mental training is. You must go have something that society tells you is frou-frou and girly. So I don't care, a massage, a mani, a pedi, a facial. You go get one of those while you listen to an assigned anti-misogyny lesson. That is your mental assignment. Go have a spa treatment and listen to something anti-misogynist. Then I won't have to put you in a kennel. Go do your own mentoring. Seriously. Do your own damn mentoring. I shouldn't have to do it for you. Oh, I love you, Mistress Marks. That delighted me a little too much. And if you resist, we will add a waxing. I figure it would work though, because like, they're told that they're not allowed to like all of these squishy, soft things. But imagine like having somebody like, um, giving you a shampoo and a conditioning while they're like massaging your melon, and you're just hearing the soft sounds of why you should not be a dick. Like, I feel like that would click. It would like get in there and like your brain would be like, no, that makes sense. Oh no, what happened? Oh, biscuits. I must have kicked something. Sorry, y'all. I told the camera that it doesn't exist anymore. And now I must re-exist it, apparently. Oh, come on. Okay, I pissed off Snap Camera. It is official. Okay, you're about to get no camera if I can't fix it. Oh my gravy babies of mercy. Why are you like this? Ugh, Snap Camera died. It died. Where even is it? I don't even know where it lives on the computer at present. If I get a different computer, do you know how much work I have to do? Holy, no. Oh my gravy. I cannot get it to open back up. What even the hell? Well, that's a whole thing that just happened. I don't even know what I did to make it go down. Wild. Let's see if I can get it to come back up. Sorry about that, y'all. Tech is teching. And I am the one teching the tech. It is my fault. I am the problem. Walking in the room like I am the problem. Waxing does hurt. Waxing does hurt. It is quite painful. It is unreasonable painful. I just gotta DIY it because I'm meniling. Yes! Let's go! I support these messages. You deserve a good mental treatment. Everyone deserves a good mental treatment. You know you want one. You know you want one. Yes, run it as an administrator, please. Oh, come on. Okay, so the computer is not going to allow it. So y'all are going to see my actual face. I mean, many of you know what my face looks like because I've been streaming for years. Actually, oh, it's the dispatch that went down. What? Okay. So, I actually lost the camera itself somehow. I don't know how or why, but apparently I lost the camera. You know what? You can have a day at the spa too, Evie. You can have a miniling too, because we all internalize that stuff. We all internalize it. Yeah, it's somehow I knocked the dispatch loose is what happened. And so I have to get it back connected real quick. Which I don't know how I knocked it loose, but that is what I've done. So if I get the settings open and get the device manager up, I will be able to bring it back. I think what I did was I kicked the cord. And that is the problem. But I got to take the horns off to be able to get under the desk. Yes, that is what I did. I don't know. It was not happy. Where are the devices? Device manager, please. Devices, I'd like to see your manager, please. All right, where is this freaking camera? There it is. No. What? No, not acceptable. I'm trying to get it to recognize it. Hi. Oh my gravy. My computer's like, I'm going to show you why you need a new one. Why you need a new me. Cursed. You know, if only I hadn't kicked the damn thing unplugged, then we wouldn't be here with this issue. This is a thing I did. I have done this thing. And I can't even get the camera itself back. What the hell? Oh my gravy. Sorry, y'all. I have done things and stuff. And it has caused a thing. Aha! I'm back. Woohoo! Woohoo! And there's my filter. I did it! I did it! I don't know what I think I kicked the cord. Wee. It's a sauna. Wait. Oh. Outdoor sauna? Yeah, that just sounds like a humid mess. You're trying to call the outdoors a sauna. All right. Okay, so YouTube. You're beautiful, you're wonderful, and I hope that you have a great day. Patreon, I'm gonna keep you around. You can hang out. Just stay put, Patreon. Kick, you're Audi 5000 with the YouTube, by the way, just so you know. I'm done with you for the day, but I hope you have a good day. And so, Kick, YouTube, I need you to do the thing. No. The thing you do, that thing you do. That thing where every time you say or think a bad thing about you, you say two good things out loud about you so that you can change how you view the world and have better reactions in it and engagements in it. That thing. So go forward, YouTube and Kick, and do that thing you do. Go learn to treat you well so that you will accidentally treat the world better. And then we will like you better. All right. Have a good day, YouTube. Have a good day, Kick. And come back tomorrow. We're going to have a good discussion tomorrow. Our schedule is as follows: Thursdays, 3 to 5. Mountain. All of this is Mountain Standard Time. I live in the mountains. 3 to 5 on Thursdays. 4 days. Fridays, 4 to 6 p.m. That is when we will do our show. 6:30 to 8:30, we will have another call in. We can talk about the show. Tomorrow, we're going to be discussing the grievance economy, and I think it's a really important discussion to have. We're going to have it in an honest way that y'all aren't used to. Then Saturdays, we do Solidarity Saturdays, and YouTube, I'm sorry you're not invited, but we do Solidarity Saturdays, music and gaming. We just found out how to play Cards Against Humanity on stream, so that could be fun for us to add to our Saturdays if y'all want. And then Sundays, we have Nerdery, where we learn about some topic, depending on what it is. Last week it was AI robots. I cannot remember what this week's topic is. I know that we have one, but I cannot remember what we're discussing Sunday. So Sunday from 4 to 6, we will do Nerdery, and then we will come back and invite Red Team in for another call-in. So if y'all did not get a chance to call in today, but you still want to try to do this having a hard discussion thing, I will be taking calls again tomorrow and Sunday. Otherwise, I will see you beautiful people later. Have a good day. All right, let's get rid of. Oh, my gravy. What? Okay, hang on. I guess we're not going yet. Hello, thank you for calling stream. Hi, Kenneth. Yes, it is. I'm so sorry. I haven't heard of that. I took a couple of weeks off to have a jaw surgery, and so I'm not fully caught up. I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. Inform me. Enlighten me. Well, what is it? Psychiatry and the police? So were like were the police abusive to you, or it okay.
I think the Scientologists are against psychiatry.
I think there are a lot of religious entities against psychiatry. And I think that the preference of seeing a physician is sound and valid. And with what you were saying, that you're more of a physical person, with psychiatry, there sometimes is like a physical element. And sometimes maybe neuropsychiatry or something would be better for the physical aspect. But like there are a lot of aspects of our society that can cause us to have mental health issues or not be able to see the world clearly, and etc. And there, even if somebody tells you that there's something wrong with that and that's some way your fault, it's not. You don't get to control how your brain reacts and responds to things, especially after you've been exposed to certain traumas. You just have to find the help that you're the most comfortable with, and then the people that can help you the most. And so if you're not comfortable with seeing a psychiatrist and you'd rather see a regular doctor or a physician, that's fine. And psychiatrists are a type of physician, but I think that you would get more benefit from seeing somebody that you trusted over somebody that you didn't trust. And it sounds like you're kind of untrustworthy of the psychiatrist, so maybe you should advocate for a physician.
Yeah, I think I'm seeing the wrong kind of doctor, and I'm also seeing a female psychiatrist. I think I should see a male psychiatrist.
Do you think that matters for a particular reason, or is it just a preference for you? Would you just feel safer
Females
with a
like
man?
to think about mostly. They like to think about mostly females instead of. I don't know if they do men doctors with females. I mean,
I actually
men patients.
the because of how patriarchally oriented our society is, and how science and medicine were initially created for men, and until the 90s they didn't even study on women. I think that most things, even with the training of women doctors, has typically gone towards the benefit mostly of men and masculine people, though there can be a preference in who you feel safer and more comfortable sharing with. And if you just feel safer and more comfortable sharing with a man, then I think that that should be respected in your care.
I do. My name is Kenneth J. Pitts. What's your name? Is your name Chrysanthemum?
No, I am Pepper.
Oh, Pepper from Ghost Pepper Lollipop?
Yep. I have
Okay.
a chrysanthemum in my chat, but I'm not chrysanthemum. She's wonderful, though.
Oh, okay. What do you usually talk about here?
Well, I just have hard conversations, so I talk about whatever the caller really wants to. I mean, I have some prompts on the screen, so if you want to talk about something we disagree about, you can talk about one of the things in pink if you disagree with me. Or there's comments in the red, which are just like the impacts of trauma, the things that this society does to people that we don't really discuss honestly, and particularly what it does to men, and how we don't always discuss the painful parts. We often just focus on the harmful behaviors.
Pepper, I'm stuck between two worlds.
That's
The
hard.
Jehovah's Witness and the comic book, sort of karate. Karate and Jehovah's Witness. I really like the Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm doing it now, but they want that group to be forever. And I really like karate too, but nobody else is into it. I mean, except the people I meet.
So it sounds like you have some special interests that you haven't found a lot of community to share in yet. Have you tried
Yeah, it's
finding
karate and comics.
have you tried finding
Karate and
maybe on some of like the I know Twitch does a lot of really good chat communities. So maybe on like the For You page, you can look up karate and comic books and maybe find some creators that are into that, and then go into their chats and maybe find a little community in your interest category that way. Is that something that you might be interested in or want to try?
Yes. Yes. Did you say Twitch, or did you say another one?
I said Twitch just because I know that there are a lot of community building. Twitch builds a lot of communities. So there can be bad and good in all of that, but there is a lot of community building, and a lot of the times when you're part of a Twitch community, they will share with you other people that do that same special interest through raids and stuff. So if you find a comic book streamer that you really like, chances are that comic book streamer is going to raid you into another one.
Oh, well, I was at Zach Chap, and then I looked on my phone, and this was there. I'm glad there was a phone number so I could call and talk.
Well, thank you for calling. I appreciate you calling and chatting with us.
Do you think I could call any other time that I see you, maybe next time?
Of course you can. That's what we're here for. That's what we do.
I'm sort of friends with Just Lee. He calls me Morph, and I call him Vision sometimes, but we go by our names.
All right.
KJ and Jim.
Well, awesome. I appreciate you calling, Kenneth. Thank you so much for calling us today. And I will be back taking calls again tomorrow. So if you want to call again tomorrow, we're gonna talk about a hard topic, a way that the society abuses men tomorrow, in a new way that they're trying to do it. And then if you want to call after we have that discussion, you're more than welcome. I will be back taking calls at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
6:30 Mountain Standard PM.
Yes.
Okay. And And that's with the East Coast, East West over here,
I
South
am mountain,
in
so
Florida.
yeah, I'm mountain, so it would be more like Denver area. So it would be 8 p.m. on the East Coast, 8:30 p.m. on the East Coast.
What about West Coast Florida, Southwest coast of Florida, Tampa Bay area?
That would be 8:30
6:30
p.m.
p.m.
Yeah, 8:30 p.m.
Oh, okay.
Hello,
Clearwater
fellow
and Largo.
Anywhere in Florida would be 8:30 p.m.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much for calling in, Kenneth. I do hope you call back again, and I am going to jump off of here and do my after show, but I appreciate you so much for calling in, and I hope you call back again.
Oh, thank you. I was glad to get a word in. I can hardly call anywhere. They won't put me through.
Well,
All right. Thank you.
it
I'll
was
talk
good
to you
talking to you.
later. Maybe tomorrow.
Fantastic. Later. That was awesome. All right, y'all. All right, YouTube, kick. For real this time. I will see you tomorrow. Do that thing you do. Yeah, don't ask me what it is. Rewind and find out. I'll